Hello, it's the 19th of July. This is Renew Every Morning, and I'm Paul Anderson-Walsh. And as always, I'm indebted to you for being with me, so thank you for taking the time to watch. Well, we're going to do another postcard of grace today, and I'm going to do two characters together, Shiphrah and Puah. And these are the midwives who said no. And again, I like these characters because sometimes there's just such simple stories that are from the kind of shadows of our Bible and from our history that perhaps don't get enough airtime. And these two characters are simply the ones who resisted an empire. Now, names worth remembering, right? Before Moses, before Pharaoh's daughter, before the plagues and the parting of the sea, the Exodus story begins with a story about these two women, Shiphrah and Puah. These are names that are recorded while Pharaoh, the most powerful man in the world, goes unnamed. And I like that. I like the fact he's just called Pharaoh. But the names of these two midwives we need to know. And we come across them in Exodus chapter 1 and verse 15. It's 15 through 21. It's only a short point. And the talking point for me really here is about the idea that Scriptures honours those who the empire forgets. Oh, my goodness gracious me. History is written by the winners, isn't it? And so often we get written out of the history, right, out of the winners' accounts because they're only interested in the noisy things. But God remembers the names of the faithful, especially those who resist injustice. I can't begin to tell you how important to the kingdom of God the idea of social justice is. It is the most fundamental tenet. Love is about justice, and those who resist injustice always surely have a special place in our story. And this is a really nice holy resistance because an edict has come down from the Pharaoh that's basically just said, kill all the Hebrew baby boys at birth, kill every single one of them. Now, imagine that, and here you are as a midwife. Your job is to deliver people into life, and the edict from the Pharaoh has been you have to deliver these people into death. But these two women fear God more than they fear Pharaoh. Oh, that would be the case. How many times have the pharaohs of our lives demanded that we kill dreams and things and doing what's right and so on and so forth, rather than just holding on to what we know to be true about God? They disobey, they lie, they protect life. Now, again, you think to yourself, well, hold on a minute. But you see, there is a world in which this civil disobedience, this activism, is of incredible importance. And this is such in the case of this. There is a time to say no. There is a time to disobey. There is a time to be disobedient. We just shouldn't go along because wrong is wrong. Injustice is injustice, and wherever we see it visited, we need to be on the side of the angels on that, because our gospel is about understanding, it's about compassion, it's about grace, it's about love, it's about restoration. It's not about killing and destroying and dominating. That's not what it's about, and excluding. That's not what our gospel is about at all. There is a time to say hell no when laws are unjust. Obedience becomes complicity, and that's not something that we want to be involved in. And these women practiced civil disobedience that's rooted in spiritual conviction, and God bless them for it, and God bless you for it. Now, these are midwives of deliverance, if you like. Their job was to bring life to a beginning, not to an end. That was their job. By sparing the babies, they preserved the life of one who'd later deliver the people. And of course, the one I'm talking about is Moses. Now, they didn't just deliver babies, they delivered the deliverer. These were the midwives of liberation. And God rewarded their courage in a profound way. It says in Exodus 1:21, because the midwives feared God, he gave them families of their own. Oh, just listen to that, would you? Because the midwives feared God, he gave them families of their own. Isn't that just beautiful? They were not prepared to take away the children from their own families. No, they would stand with the family of God, and God rewarded them by giving them families of their own. You know, in a world that defined women by childbearing, these women helped others give birth, and now they are gifted with households of their own. It's just such a lovely idea. God sees sacrificial service. Those who protect life will find themselves protected by grace. Small roles, but seismic impact. They never stood before kings. You see this all the time in these little postcards. They don't stand before kings. They don't part seas. They don't call down plagues. They have no staff in their hand with which to do these miraculous acts. But with their no, without their no, there would be no Moses. Think about that. Without your no, there would be no. And with your yes, there is a fill in for yourself. History often turns on these little sixpences of quiet courage. Two midwives standing up against an empire helped to launch the greatest liberation story in the entire scripture. Shiphrah and Puah teach us simple things. They teach us that resistance is holy when it protects the vulnerable. They teach us the fear of God will always outlast the fear of man. And remember from the Proverbs, the fear of man is a snare, but those who trust in the Lord will be safe. Sometimes, sometimes saying no to power is the first step to saying yes to freedom. Maybe that we just need to remember that. They were midwives, not to Pharaoh's plan, but to God's, and that's the point. And they stood at the threshold of a birth, and they refused to become instruments of death. Do not let fear kill your dreams. Do not let fear kill your inheritance. Do not let fear kill your legacy. Their names may have only been whispered in the delivery room, but their courage has thundered down throughout the histories. And these are a couple of ladies who learned love on the job, and that is what it means to be renewed. Be encouraged today. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.